Welcome sa group presentation ng Group 2, Strength and Conditioning for Swimmers. Present namin yung history, kung bakit kailangan ng strength and conditioning for swimmers, kung ano yung benefits and importance niya, base sa literature, and finally yung practical application. Well, first, yung history of swimming. Swimming can be traced back to the Stone Age. May nakita silang isang cave sa Egypt, yung mga stick figures na nagre-record nung halos 10,000 BC pa. So, which is ito. Ito yung evidence na nagsasabi ng kahit nung unang panahon, yung mga tao nagsiswimming na. Yun yung form of physical activity nila. Pero during the Middle Ages, people believed that contact with water is unclean and harmful to health, so swimming was avoided. Pero nung Renaissance, bumalik ulit yung swimming. Kasi nga, nakita nila yung benefit ng swimming as a physical activity. So, cave paintings were found in Egypt. Swimming was also referred to in Greek mythology, which is ito. Well, basa yung story niyan is si Linder tsaka si Hero. Si Linder isang lalaki na fell in love kay Hero. Si Hero nakatira sa isang tower at si Linder nakatira sa parang kabilang shore. So ang ginagawa ni Linder, nilalangoy niya yun tuwing gabi, araw-araw para lang makita si Hero. So si Hero, ang ginagawa lang ni Hero is nagla-light up lang siya ng lamp para makita ni Linder kung saan siya pumupunta, kung siya magsiswim. Ngayon, nung isang araw, nawala yung light ng lamp. So nawala si Linder. Naligaw si Linder tsaka nalunod. Tapos yun, yung isang araw na lang, nakita ni Hero na patay na pala si Linder. So parang nagpamatay siya. Tapos nag-meet sila sa afterlife. And actually, dun sa swimming, ang tao actually is hindi siya evolved para mag-swim. Napaka naka-disadvantage yung tao pag nasa swimming siya, really. Napanood ako dito na si Michael Phelps versus sa isang shark. So si Michael Phelps, arguably yung magaling na swimmer sa buong kalawakan. At so napag-grace siya sa isang shark. So yun, si Michael Phelps, distinguished na swimmer na siya. Tapos may ginalagay pa siyang, may fins pa siya nun. Yung parang napakalaking fins. Tapos may shark suit pa siya. Parang, gano'n. Tapos parang nag-grace sila sa isang shark. So, ang pinaka dun is that, ang pinaka-peak speed ni Michael Phelps is 6 miles per hour. Pero yung shark, halos 35 miles per hour yung speed niya. So, parang, yung tao talaga is not evolved para mag-swim. Yung body structure natin, napaka drag sa tubig. Kaya hindi talaga tayo evolved para dun. We're evolved to run. So, dawn of the sport. For a long time, swimmers were not motivated by the time or the speed, but the distance they were able to cover. So, first competitions were also held in rivers, lakes, and gulfs. So, itong route na to, particularly isang famous route, ginawa ni Captain Webb. Tinawid niya yung English Channel. So, England to France. Halos ang length dito is isang kilometer to. Isang kilometer. 42 kilometers. So, isang marathon yung length niya. Isuswim mo yun. Ginawa niya to in less than 24 hours. Tapos mahirap rin siya. Kasi hindi straight line yung pagkalangoy niya. Kasi nga, pag naano ka sa dagat, pag lumayo ka talaga sa dagat, ang pinakalaban mo dyan is yung waves tsaka yung wind. So, madadala ka talaga ng waves tsaka yung hangin. Kaya siya, tingin mo yung first tsaka second attempt niya, parang tumataas siya, tapos bumababa siya. Kasi nga dun sa wind and waves. significance and purpose of swimming: it can provide health benefits such as cardiovascular fitness, physical performance, fun, water safety and independence, and survival skill. Improves coordination, balance, and posture. Can be also a hobby, a healthy hobby and recreation. So dawn of the sport ulit. Competition swimming was first introduced in the 19th century in Britain by the National Swimming Society. The first Olympic appearance ng swimming is 1896. So, makita nyo dito, talaga yung unang mga swimmers by National Swimming Society. And makita nyo dito yung table ng events, kung paano nag-evolve yung mga events ng swimming. So, pinakauna, 1896, pinakaunang event is 100 freestyle, 400 meter freestyle, 1.5 freestyle, tsaka 100 meter freestyle for sailors. So, nag-evolve nga yun. Naging 4 events, hanggang today, 17 events. Ang pinakabago dito is yung Marathon 10K, open water, which is na-add nung 2008 Beijing Olympics. At saka yung pinaka-solid dito talaga na swim event is yung 1.5. Ang 1.5 talaga dito, kahit nung 1896 hanggang ngayon, nandito pa rin yung 1.5. Pinaka-ayaw ng mga mostly sa mga swimmers. Pinaka-ayaw ng mga swimmers kasunod ng, I guess, 200 meter butterfly. So yung women's events, ano rin siya, na-add siya nung 1912. So, yun. And hanggang ngayon, same events pa rin sila. 17 events, Olympic events sa swimming. So, ito talaga yung main purpose ng strength and conditioning. Pina-follow niya yung main goal ng competitive swimming. To win competitions, improve personal, and break world records. Ito talaga yung main aim lahat ng mga swimmers, lahat ng athletes. At ito yung mabibigay ng strength and conditioning. Particularly, dito sa mga susunod na to, research literature, makita natin kung ano yung benefits and importance ng strength and conditioning in the performance of swimmers, particularly yung speed nila and technique. Resistive band training has showed an improvement of 1.9% in performance in 100 meters swimming and significant improvements in 50 meters swimming. So, which means now resistive band training is beneficial. Training muscles such as latissimus dorsi, pectoralis major, and quadriceps would be most beneficial kasi these are the muscles that produce primarily for propulsion. So, latissimus dorsi, particularly, ang sinasabi namin, pang-pull siya. Pang-pull, pag kinatch mo, tapos mag-i-in sweep ka. Tapos pectoralis major, beneficial siya for rotation ng shoulder and quadriceps. Produce siya ng force para sa kicks. So, 3 most effective exercises are the chin-up, latissimus dorsi para dun, bench press for the pecs major, and squats for the quadriceps. Muscle performance improves after vertical jump program because mas malakas yung torque. So, pag natandaan nyo, yung torque is force times distance. So, pag mas malakas yung force mo, particularly yung muscles mo, yung force producers mo, mas malakas yung torque mo. Which means, it's highly dependent on the ability of the athlete to produce high amount of torque around the hip and knee joints. Mas malakas yung starts and turn mo. The swimming shoulder kinetic chain, SSKC, is the dynamic upper extremity task involving multi-segmental joints, motion, and muscle activation. The target of SSKC is to achieve and maintain the most best possible technique of movement for the individual who is engaging in the activities. Meaning to say, it's the technique. Kasi ang body nga natin is a kinetic chain. Particularly, ang kinetic chain mostly associated sa mga hitting, which is ground-based. Pero ang swimming is not ground-based. Ang pinagmumulan na talaga nila is yung swimming is from the lower limbs up to the hand. Ibig sabihin, lower limbs affect kung ano yung movement and technique ng shoulder. Which meaning to say, kung mali yung technique ng shoulder shoulder techniques mo, yung rollings and yung strokes, ma-affect lahat ng buong katawan mo. And particularly, ba't sinabing swimming shoulder kinetic chain? Kasi most injuries ng mga swimmers ay sa shoulder. So, mamaya maano natin sa practical applications kung ano yung mga exercises ng SSKC to prevent injuries and para sa magandang technique. Plyometrics such as ankling, progressing onto counter movement jumps, squat jumps, and drop jumps improve start performances, and correlations between 1 RM, back squat, peak power, and jump height. Nga, katulad ng kanina, it means, particular dito, is, kailangan highlight dito, is yung GRF. Pag high yung GRF mo, pag produce mo, kasi halos same lang yung force production ng starts and turns pag nag-counter movement jump ka. So pag in-improve mo yung counter movement jumps through squat jumps, through plyometrics, mas malaki yung mabibigay mo GRF. So mas malayo kang mag-starts, mas malayo kang mag-turns. The core is the most effective in generating power when creating rotation between the hips and shoulder. Dahil sa diagonal nature ng main ng core muscles. And they are working as a unit. So itong tinatawag, also known as Serape effect. The muscles that produces this effect are rhomboids, serratus anterior, external obliques, and internal obliques. Allow the core to produce powerful rotation movements very efficiently. This type of rotation can be seen in both freestyle and backstrokes. Training these core muscles would improve the power and efficiency of this movement. So basically, pag inad mo, pag finocus mo yung core, yung body ng rotation mo, kasi yung reference ng body mo pag swimming is all on the core. Yung reference point of rotation is in the core. So, if beneficial, mas efficient yung core mo, pag malakas yung core mo, mas efficient yung swim mo. Kasi hindi ka pagalaw-galaw. Hindi ka nag-waste ng energy para ma-compensate lang is para sa weak core mo. So, training the core is very important. So, dryland resistance training practices of elite swimming strength and conditioning coaches. So, ito yung mga ginagamit ng strength and conditioning coaches ng swimming para sa dryland nila. Particularly dryland warm-ups, circuit, traditional resistance training, and plyometrics. So, according sa table, ang pinaka-popular is yung warm-ups. Dryland warm-ups. Kasundang circuits, traditional resistance training, yung pinakauna. Tapos pangalawa is dryland warm-ups. Then circuits, then plyometrics. So, anong benefits ng dryland warm-ups? It found that McGowan found a zero point 0.7 to zero point 0.8 improvement in sprint freestyle swimming. And it's based on dryland based activation exercises. Pre race following a swim specific warm up. It is important opportunity to implement injury prevention exercise within the training program. So, maganda siya for activation purposes, muscle activation purposes, and injury prevention. Circuit training improves the general conditioning of an athlete. Basically, um, kung gusto mong mag-start ka ng base, gusto mo ng endurance and conditioning, mag-circuits ka. Ibig sabihin, specifically, nag-aim siya para sa body composition, muscular strength, endurance, and cardiovascular fitness. This traditional resistance training, particularly low volume and high velocity. Significant improvement in swimming performance when dryland resistance training exercise selection was specific to swimming event muscle groups and swimming velocity. Because of the large increase in strength development, power output, and neuromuscular function. And finally, yung plyometrics. Plyometrics were used to improve rate force development and power, particularly nga para sa GRF, for starts and turns. So ito yung exercises na madalas pinapagawa, which is yung top 2, pull-ups and squats. Pull-ups has been shown to be moderately correlated to 1 RM latissimus pull down, which is correlated to swimming performance. Several variations of squats, such as squat jumps and split jumps, suggested that 1 RM parallel squat can be a key performance indicator for swimming performance. Katulad kanina sa isang journal, nagproproduce siya ng much more force, particularly for starts and turns again. Researchers have found significant correlation between 1 RM back squat and 50-meter swimming performance. Bishop et al. Stated that back squat and deadlift provide the necessary foundation for developing gluteal complex and quadriceps. Deadlifts were ranked as 5th most transferable dryland resistance training exercise with squats and deadlifts, working as antagonist pairs of the lower body. Other exercises, popular exercises are core exercises. So core and Olympic lifts such as clean and jerk and snatch. So mostly yung pinapagawa nila is for high velocity, force and power outputs. So low volume, high velocity. For power, yung sinatrain nila. It encouraged the inclusion of multi-joint exercises to promote coordination and synchronization of the neuromuscular system, which has been linked to improving athletic performance. So, yung EMG data has shown high muscular activity of the latissimus dorsi during the first 2 phases of the both Olympic lifts. So plyometrics again for medicine ball throws and slams, jumps, depth jumps, and squat jumps, and upper body push and pull exercises. So pull exercise would be considered kinematically similar in nature but performed without dynamic environment, with push being prescribed to counter pulling actions of swimming to improve specific components of the 4 strokes. So basically, yung sinasabi nito, ang pinaka exercise nito is like push-ups, bench press, and pull-ups. Bench press is moderately associated with 25 and 50-meter swimming performance tests, showing that one-arm bench press and bent over row could be key performance indicating for swimming performance. Kasi nga, dun nga sa ibang literature, nagko-correlate yung pecs majors pag trinain mo, mas maganda yung swimming performances. Exercise training intervention studies in competitive swimming. So it is intervention studies. So may dalawang kinds of intervention, which is dryland swimming, dryland resistance training, or swim-like resistance training. Have positive effects on freestyle swimming performed from sprint distances to middle distances. It also improves stroke characteristics, which meaning sprint distances, 50 meters, 100 meters to middle distances, to 200 meters, to 400 meters possibly. Dryland heavy strength training, such as 1 to 5 repetition max, and sprint swimming with resistance towards propulsion, which means parang may pinapush ka habang nagsiswim, particularly pag nagkikicks. Pinapush mo yung gutters. Largest effect size was found in 50-meter freestyle. It was done after a dryland strength training regimen with maximum 6 repetitions of 3 sets in relevant muscles groups. After regime of assisted resisted sprint training with elastic surgical tubes. Strength training for swimmers encourage strength training to be performed year-round in order to maintain or increase strength and power, improve movement patterns, and limit risk injury. Its muscular strength is good for overcoming fluid drag, and other resistance. Strength training for swimmers should be sport specific in water training and should improve and set instead of setback in swimmers in water sessions. Methods include dryland warm-up circuit training, RT, plyo, biokinetic swim bench training, parang nagsiswim ka sa bench na may bands, measurement of drag, active drag system, core training, resistive bands training, pulling and drag suit training, eccentric overload, vibration training, and stability training. So examples. So medicine balls to simulate underwater to stimulate the underwater butterfly kick. So parang habang nagba-butterfly ka upright, may magte-throw sa'yo ng med ball sa'yo, tapos kailangan mo ibato ulit dun sa nagbato sa'yo. Circuit training does not seem to improve clear improvements for elite athletes, but it provides certain benefits for conditioning and novice training swimmers and time efficiency. So plyometric training again increases swimming performance in general, start performance in particular. Eccentric contribution due to plyometric training may also aid in kicking performance. Yun nga, isa dun sa torque, dun sa hip and knee joints. Greater eccentric strength training allows the swimmer to maintain greater knee and hip extension, resulting in retention of more water. A well-planned periodized strength training program should adequately complement swim training throughout the session. Allow long-term athlete development, limit risk injury, and eventually maximize competition performances. So sa internet source, sabi nga ni Coach James Gibson, top-end strength brings along strength endurance. So, ibig sabihin, an example of this needs generate as much force as possible in each stroke to maximize every stroke to do and be efficient. So, yun nga, kahit naman na madami yung strokes mo, pero inefficient ka, hindi malakas yung strokes mo, hindi siya, hindi siya efficient. Mapapagod ka lang. In creating a strength and conditioning program for swimming, first thing that comes to mind is to prescribe exercise that mimic swimming movements. This can be done, but it will unlikely improve swimmers' strength. So, ang kailangan gawin is prescribe exercises that would target the muscles used primarily for propulsion in swimming. So, kailangan may target yung muscle groups. Not necessarily to train mo yung mga movements and patterns ng swimming. So, finally, yung practical application. So, recommendation according to the journals, starting with the easiest strength and conditioning program to allow neuromuscular adaptations. So, very important talaga yung neuromuscular adaptations or yung general prep ng isang athlete kung bago lang sila mag-weight training. So, it's very important. It's usually done for 6 weeks. Iba naman 4 to 8 weeks nabasa ko. Sa swimming, soldier kinetic change done 2 to 3 times per week. If the athlete is swimming 5 times a week, minimum of 5 times a week. So, SSKC exercises, which means yung mga exercises na to, it promotes shoulder kinetic chain. So, nag-improve siya ng techniques. So, mga exercises na halimbawa nito is swimmer's plank, and overhead squats, and glenohumeral external rotations. Yun yung mga examples. Then after 6 weeks, progress. Yeah, SSKC exercise should be done 2 to 3 times a week for swimmers who swim 5 times a week. Coaches should always properly guide the swimmer's form pag ginagawa nilang SSKC. So, dito nga sa mga studies, programs like strength, endurance, power, plyo, circuit, core, traditional RT, stability training can help improve the performance of the swimmer. Increments of the upper body strength and power will increase the athlete's ability to generate propulsive force. So yung upper extremity mo, sila ang mostly nagpo-provide ng propulsion. For both stroke length and stroke rate. Ito yung nag-increase ng swimming speed, mostly sa upper extremities. On the other hand, training lower body strength and power will make the swimmers have faster starts and turns. Yun nga sa GRF, because of GRF. Plyometric training may also enhance kinetic and kinematic parameters during swimming jump. Start because it provides specific stimulus that mimics the demands of the actual swimming start requirements. Core training is very crucial because the core is the reference point of the strokes. So yung kanina, sa ibang sports, ang reference point nila is yung ground. Pero yung sa swimming, ang reference point nila is yung core. Kasi lahat ng rotations nila ang gagaling dun. So it's very important na powerful core, malakas na core, really. Para hindi masayang yung ibang hindi magiging efficient yung mga strokes mo kung weak yung core mo. Magiging less efficient and more energy mo kailangan i-expend. Yeah. the core allows more energy to be consumed, ensure the rotation of the hips and shoulders, so will able to generate more power. Endurance training improves max VO2 max, which is a response for enhanced cardiac stroke volume prior to improving the oxidative capacity of the peripheral muscle, which is likely needed by swimmers. Traditional approach may also improve endurance capacity through high intensity training, improve maximal oxygen uptake than low or medium intensity training. So very important yung endurance. Para kahit anong load na ibigay mo sa isang swimmer, matataken niya yan. Kaya niya gawin. Swimming and strength conditioning coaches should focus not focus or give training regimen that swimmers do in their in water practice sessions. Kailangan nila i-focus yung muscle groups. Kailangan nila i-focus yung muscle groups na mag-help sa kanila and to reduce injuries. Then finally, a well-planned prior, priority P periodized training program will be allowed to a proper long-term athletic development, limit the risk of injury, and eventually maximize competition performance. So, thank you.